What it do, YouTube family, man? We back with another reaction, man. We about to watch this explanation of Adam speaks on 4 extra blowing his hand out, man. Let's go, man. Tap in, man, if it's your first time. I want to see what dude got to say. Let's go.
Is because, let's be real, something happened over the weekend that was worse than 10 9/11s.
Damn.
It was worse than 100 bombings of the Israeli nuclear sites. No, sorry, Iranian. I already just, okay.
That shit is not funny, bro. Dude losing it completely. You don't play with shit like that.
4 extra blew his hand off. And obviously, this was an extremely viral thing to have taken place. In particular, I think because of the fact that he has essentially built his entire name off of, threatening violence, saying that he wanted to pack people out, claiming that he won 10 fights in a row in jail. He never claimed that he put a carrot in his butt, but we all kind of, or in someone else's butt. We all kind of know that he probably did.
See? This nigga out of pocket. Completely. But I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. Flo Extra going to be himself. I don't like all the hollering. I don't like all the extra shit. But I will say that I can respect him for being him. But all that damn talking and loudmouth shit, nobody can't tell you shit. Cause niggas was saying put the dynamite down, and look, nigga got a nub.
And it took the internet by storm. And it was even crazier that it was 4th of July weekend. It was everybody had plenty of time on the internet. Everybody's looking at their phones, hanging out with their families. And all of a sudden we find out that someone who in many people's minds was the most viral No Jumper host of all time, many would say, was now a man without a hand.
He was popping it too much. He was doing way too much, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He was doing way too much. And that shit came back on him. I hate it for him, but I just think, I don't know how old he is, but at some point, you gotta be willing to grow and not be doing all the extra shenanigans. You can still be gangster. You can still do what you do. You can still rip yourself. You can still be fully active. But something gonna humble you. And that did. And I hate it for him, but it is what it is, bro. Like, hopefully, I hope he in good spirits, man, because that shit is terrible. I wouldn't wish that on nobody to lose their hand, but bro, that's what happened when you be hard-headed, dog. Like, nobody can't tell you nothing, bro. Like, bro, and they wasn't like no baby-ass. Them bitches was like the size of a hot link, nigga, smoked sausage. Bro, this junk was like that big around, bro, about that tall. Man, come on, bro. Playing. What you thought was going to happen?
And there were a lot of insensitive reactions to it that I'm sure we all saw. It was hard not to acknowledge the hypocrisy of the fact that many of us in this room, particularly this couch, have spent a lot of oxygen making fun of other people who are missing limbs.
It happens.
It's a hip-hop thing. I'm just going to blame it on that. That being said, 4 extra. Missing a hand. Apparently still does not have his vision completely back. I do believe a large percentage of it is back.
Damn, how you lose his vision? Damn. I bet he...
And that he's not going to be living his life as a blind man, which is, to be honest with you, we find out that he blew his hand off. 40 minutes later, they're telling me he's blind. I spent many hours thinking that he was blind and missing a hand before I was finally assured that, to some extent, his vision is coming back.
Well,
So
is the blindness caused by the explosion, or was it like, or is that more like a trauma reaction that the body just?
no,
had?
it was the explosion. From what I heard, he was actually in the car and he was lighting the firework, about to throw it out the window, and his homie was driving, and that's why his homie, I think, may have lost an ear. This part of his
God dang. Playing, bro.
face and an eye. Now, I'm not even 100% sure who the friend is. I don't know.
Bro, I'd be so hot at 4 extra, dog. But they both was on dumbass time. Like, bro, what, bro? Who? All right, man.
Know if it's somebody that he's ever like brought to the office or somebody that I've ever spent.
And hey, look, none of them. My back hurt, cuz. None of them folks laughing because they know what time everybody gonna be on if you laugh at him, bro. They all scared of him. Nobody's laughing. Although it's not a funny time. There's nothing to laugh at, but none of them folks laughing. And then Lush done cracked the smile about five times, but he know when bro get back right, because he gonna be tripping extra hard just because he got a nub. And and the crazy thing is, he might be lethal, dog. He might be lethal with a nub. It might turn him up some more because everybody gonna try him because he had so much mouth when he didn't have. You feel me?
Time around, but and then in addition, for extra, I think it being contained was probably worse for whatever happened to his.
Bro, look at Lush, dog. He tried his hardest. Look, bro, look at when Lush look at Adam, cuz.
Vision, because of the fact that they were in a car, and I guess the window was probably down, but the roof and everything is going to kind of contain the blow. I don't know. I mean, I'm taken aback. Like last night, because I was in Palm Springs for 4 days away on a little vacation with the family, right? And so I didn't have any weed. I just had a little tiny weed pen. I forgot my spliffs. When I get home last night at like 10, I smoke a spliff. I get really, really, really high. Then I go and I lay in bed, and my high brain was just so overwhelmed by the fact that this is our reality. Like how, like already being such a famous gang member, a famous icon in this space, somebody that the people are so intrigued by, they'll just click on hearing him talk about so many different things. And now to know that a large part of his claim to fame is gone, I mean, I honestly kind of feel like I just lack the words to even describe how crazy and messed up the situation is,
Have you spoke to him?
I have not. I sent him a voice note. I've been speaking to Lupe. It's like a group chat with me, Lupe, and Whack and Remo that has been kind of our main way that we've been finding stuff out. I know Remo's hopped on the phone with Lupe a couple times, but I have not actually spoken to him, although I offered to go to the hospital this morning and was told that he's not going to be having guests at this time, and then I did see Kevin Gates there, so that was
Shows you where you stand.
that was a little troubling. No, and
That was like a day ago.
that was like yesterday. The same. I offered to come today, but anyway, like Whack was in the group chat, so Whack was tripping on Lupe, like, how dare you let Kevin Gates go there and Adam can't go there. I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have even thought to raise a stink about that, but I guess we might as well go around the room. What are your thoughts on 4 Extra now being without a hand?
Bro, look at Lush, bro. He trying not to laugh. So is Big Dude, but they all scared to laugh, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Nobody want to laugh, but they want to laugh. You hear me?
Well, obviously there's like this the elephant in the room is the whole poetic aspect about it. You know what I mean? Like, this is the guy that has been, what from people's perspective, kind of bullying people with the threat of his hand. You know what I mean? He's never imposed that threat on me. He's always been super kind to me. You know what I mean? Nice guy, dope person. Horrible thing to happen, but just the fact that
It's terrible, bro.
this is a guy known for his hands, instilling fear. Had the whole incident with Unc, you know what I mean?
And when there was a thumbnail that had him standing up next to Unc with a red circle around his hand. Never have I ever felt more like I'm living in a simulation.
Yeah, no, it's like that was my first takeaway beyond anything else is like no jumper is not real. There's no possible way that Faux Extra lost his hand. There's no way that I do a podcast with Munchie B every Tuesday and Ralphie the Plug every Friday. There's no way that's actually a thing. You know what I mean? There's no way any of this is real. It's not real. I don't believe it.
The reason why it's real, bro, is because people putting their bag before the dumb shit. Everybody grown. Yeah, they probably got the issues, but who really about to mess up whatever money they getting? Because they obviously getting some money. I know they be saying they broke, but, you know, I don't watch no jumper. But I had to come here because I seen, you know, Faux Extra be on no jumper. So I know they was going to talk about it. So I was just interested to see what he had to say. But ain't nobody messing up no bag, whatever bag, legit bag they can get to be beefing over some dumb shit that don't even really just matter. Where we grown, probably got kids and everything. They could do that shit after hours. You know what I'm saying? But while they on there, they got to handle their business. So, but I do kind of get what he's saying, though. They in the politics, low-key, so it's unheard of, I suppose.
I mean, so did it really burn fast, or was he holding in the car trying to throw it at the right spot and just held it too long?
They're saying that
throw it and it bounced back, or
they're saying it was a dirty batch and they were going a lot quicker than expected.
We have any other situations with dirty batches this week in LA?
So per my understanding, in that like group of friends, there was 3 different incidents where
it went off too quickly.
Wow.
Where it went off too.
The wick should have probably been longer because the wick was like only that big. So if the wick was longer, but I can't be playing with shit like that.
Quickly.
Really?
Yeah. So that wasn't the even within those guys hanging out.
I am
Because my homie's
hesitant
cousin
to.
was with them all day.
I've seen a lot of people pushing a conspiracy theory that like the Mexicans are trying to take the blacks out by selling them faulty fireworks. I feel like that's far too much of a leap to a conclusion that based without evidence, it just seems like kind of an absurd claim to make.
But to the masses it's crazy. Now like, I don't like this guy, sell him this box. Maybe, but we're gonna sell all these, and we're only gonna get a couple incidences.
Yeah, and we're gonna take out our rival race by blowing off their appendages.
I've seen a lot of
Seems unlikely.
I've seen a lot of pictures similar to the Faux Extras one, and it's normally a Mexican in the picture. You feel me? Like they get in the most like because they're the fireworks plug. You feel
Or a
me?
trailer park white guy.
Or a trailer park white guy, 1,000%.
One of the two.
Yeah. Is not normally like a South Central gang member. But like at the end of the day, I feel like people are just being super insensitive about it, and I get it. And I feel like the groups of people that people are going to be the most insensitive towards in situations like this are gang members, rappers, and podcasters. And he happens to check all 3 boxes.
I don't know so much about rappers, but I could definitely say like, you know, the people in his arena for sure. I believe the people in his arena for sure going, especially the opposing parties, you know what I'm saying? They probably got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is though, like, quick as that can happen to somebody, it can happen to you too. So I don't really see, I mean, I'm not really like, my algorithm don't show too much of this stuff, but so I ain't really seen or heard too many people like, besides Aaron the plumber, but he came back and retracted real quick. I don't know what made him do it, but you feel me? He came back and retracted, but I doubt, you know, anybody playing with something like that just because, you know how serious it is, right? Or not how serious it could get. So, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he got a point though, but I don't see what reason why a rapper could. Maybe for like a bar or something. Maybe that's what he mean, like a bar. But yeah, I can see that. He might be right.
But for the most part, the ones that he really had beef with, like, didn't really say anything crazy, right? Like Jap 5 and
Jap 5 was respectful about it, yeah. But then somebody like X4 couldn't bring himself to be chill about it. But then like, you know, Munchie B and our
I thought X4 and dude was cool. I know they homies. I thought he said that they wasn't beefing or something like that. I don't know. I need to look into that. I really don't be following too much of this rhetoric type stuff. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Group chat kind of made it clear that he wasn't really planning on joking about it or anything like that. But then meanwhile, somebody like T-Rail, who again is missing an appendage of his own, he had a bunch of jokes that he made about it and everything. I mean, and that was part of it too, is like, there's a lot of people who seem like they probably would not have dissed him in a world in which he had his right arm. But now that his fist is gone, people are, you know, seemingly much more open to making jokes about it, which I've seen a lot of people saying is very, very cowardly.
No, if you wanted to find him, Vernon to Western to Fig, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah, nah, for real. I do think that, again, although it's insensitive, it's one of them things like, bro, like, me personally, I wouldn't do it. That's not in my character to be, like, making fun of somebody on their downfall. Now, do I find it ironic that it happens that you could be this person that's, like, big, boisterous, and always talking crazy and trying to, like, laugh at somebody else's downfall because they might have did something you don't like, and you gonna beat them up and you gonna laugh at them and all this other shit? Cause he did tell, I'm just saying, he did tell 607 Unc, like 607 Unc, like, you know, he is his little personality. But when I watched that, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna smoke you right here and laugh and do burpees in jail, ha 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 ha." Like, that shit really, literally came back to bite him in the ass. Not necessarily got smoked, but like, you had something that was traumatic happen to you, and now you got some people making fun of you. So I'm just saying, like, people they can't pick and choose when they say, "Ah, yeah, damn, this, that, and the third," when he literally be saying the same shit. "I'm gonna beat you up, F you over, and then whoopty wham." Nigga, the same stuff he be talking about he gonna do, like, people is doing. So it's like, you can't pick and choose when it's okay or not. Yeah, is it lame? Would I do it? No. But you can't really fault the people that is doing it, because this is what bro made his whole career off of so far, as like, you know what I'm saying? Now he could bounce back. I don't know, but yeah, bro, I just think that, yeah, you gotta be careful what you ask for. You really do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful of what type of energy you put out, because it could come back in a certain way, bro. If you're not ready for it, it'll sting, G.
if you wanted to find him,
30s to the hundreds.
right?
You know where he at.
I feel like Brandon's gonna have like a
Break it down, Brandon.
yeah. Brandon's gonna tell us why.
What's the nuanced take?
There's no nuanced take. Just basically, like, between 9 and 12,000 incidents happened with fireworks or munitions is what he had, like explosive, going off prematurely on the 4th of July nationally. What's going on there, to just like really shed some light on it? Basically, it's the way they're storing it. There are M1000s. They're stored in like cases. Some may have gunpowder actually leaking out of them, and if that gets on like the wick that you light, it causes it to disintegrate instantly versus a slow burn like it's supposed to. You're supposed to light the end, it slowly burns down, and you get about 30 seconds before it goes off.
Yeah, all the videos I watched, it took a while for
Yeah.
them to go off.
I went and watched a bunch of videos too. And so, and the way you're supposed to do that is you're supposed to put it on the ground, then light it, then move out of the way. Even the way 4 Extras was handling the explosive, keeping them in his hands, they probably were falling on the ground, picking them back up, all this stuff. It just was a recipe for disaster. Anytime you're trying to throw that stuff, you're not supposed to throw it. Even when you watch them blow up mines and stuff, they are far away already. And then it blows up. So it's just ignorance, you know what I'm saying? Like, not really understanding what he was dealing with.
But it may have been faulty as well.
Like I said, can't nobody tell you shit. You like, man, fuck that, I'm gonna just throw these motherfuckers. Can't nobody tell you shit. Hard head make a soft ass, when my daddy used to say all the time. So a lot of this shit be self-inflicted, bro. I hate that he found out the hard way, bro. That's a terrible way to find out that, hey, I probably should listen to the professional that told me I probably shouldn't throw it or be handling it rough, or whatever the case may be, bro. Like, that's just real deal, man. And yeah, man, hard head make a soft ass though. But he dude, true. I guess his name Brandon. Like, he telling the truth. a lot of this stuff is truly unstable, bro. So you gotta handle it the right way. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of is what it is, bro. Like, man.
Well,
No, I'm saying
Well, yeah, that's why it was faulty,
I don't-
essentially, right?
I don't think the M1000 was faulty in itself. I believe that these things are not being stored properly. The people who are selling these things, they're getting them, they're throwing them in their trunk, and then they're just selling them to the community with no safety. But
You gotta respect that too. It's like a gun, bro. Like you can't just think it's a toy. I'm gonna go have fun. Like you gotta have a level of respect for those too.
No, straight. What
know,
about
for
right
sure.
beforehand? Like,
That's the
like
craziest
literally
part,
the
bro.
first. It's like a few moments later. The first clip was him
Yeah.
being like, "I'm gonna blow him up with this shit." Like, where the ops at? Da, 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 da. Like,
I
but
feel
why-
like that's crazy.
and
I'm telling you, bro, doing too much will goddamn get you where you at. And like sometimes, bro, just calm down, humble yourself. I ain't saying, I don't know, bro. It is what it is. It's actually sad the fact that I don't know if he ever been shot or whatever, but it's sad that that's how Cub went out. You know what I'm saying?
in reality, like we know Faux Extra's about that life. I'm not saying he's.
but he's f***ing around when he says,
Oh, 100%.
I'm gonna go blow somebody's head off with this or whatever.
Yes.
It's like
about
he's,
what
yes.
life?
well, like
He's
as
a
far-
fader, not a shooter. In
I mean,
gangs, there's
he
different.
did 10 years in prison for shooting up somebody.
Yeah, but he's still a fader, not a shooter. A shooter is not talking about I'm fighting and doing none of that. Most shooters don't even want to catch fades inside jail. What I was going to say was the most ignorant part is why are you lighting M1000s in a car? Of every video that I watched, which is over 100 videos just for research purposes,
100.
nobody was attempting to light this in a car. There were even people getting their hands blown off, and at least they were outside. People blowing things. People use these things to blow stuff up, like cabinets. And
Well, it's like like it's pretty normal when it's kids.
when have you ever seen someone like? I'm asking you this question.
No.
When have you ever seen someone light a firework in a car? In a vehicle?
Never. Like to be honest with you, an M1000. I don't even really think
Just
I've seen too
anything,
many
even
of
the
those.
little safe little ones. You've never think about in your life. You've never seen someone attempt to light any type of firework inside a vehicle. This is a new level of ignorance that we've achieved.
Well, I will say that, like, I'm a person, and as far as this just seeming like weirdly, I don't know if poetic is the word, but just weirdly like cryptic how this all went down. Right before I found out, I had been having a conversation with my mom on vacation, and my mom said, "Oh, I knew that you were my son when you were 7 years old, and we were going to go to the fireworks, and you said that you thought fireworks were stupid and you didn't like fireworks." And then like 20 minutes later, I found out that my friend blew his hand off with fireworks. I'm personally someone who's never really been that fascinated by them, in the sense that, okay, you spend a bunch of money on them. I've known people throughout the years who are going and spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on fireworks, and then it makes a loud noise. There's some bright colors or whatever, and then that's kind of it. To me, this is just not.
And then you gotta clean it up, cause it leaves a nasty mess, bro. Like you gotta sweep it up, cause you can't just keep it there. You gotta clean all that shit up. Yeah, man, I don't pop fireworks. I used to, but I'm not cleaning this shit up, bro. It's a lot. Especially if you spend a lot of money. Oh man, hell nah.
Something that I ever really saw as like all that fascinating. But if you know 4Extra, I mean, his attitude towards the fireworks, and we didn't really know this about him since we never seen him on the streets for a 4th of July, but he's like a kid in the candy shop. Like
Right.
when it comes to the fireworks, this to him is sensory overload. He loves it. He thinks it's the funniest, coolest, best thing ever. And now he's going to spend the rest of his life as a man with just one hand.
Well, because also like this is a guy that doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. I feel like he's somewhat of an adrenaline junkie, and I kind of got that vibe when we were doing the go-karts a few days ago. Josh can attest. Like, Faux Extra was definitely, obviously, as usual, the life of the party, and was very like he was really into the whole go-kart thing and trying to smack into people. And
So
all
we
that.
still have that vlog ready to release. So when that comes out, don't expect him to be an amputee. He's already.
What if he
he's gonna have
never-
both
what if
hands.
he-
Yeah, pre-incident.
What if he just like never had a childhood like that? And like, so when he does, he gets to kind of do childish things. Like he has like now an abundance of resources, I guess. because of how handsomely Adam pays him. Maybe he's just like living out all his like childhood fantasies, going go-kart racing and he just getting
I don't know
extra.
exactly what his childhood was like. Like I don't know how rough it was, or if
Yeah.
that kind of began
I mean,
later.
yeah. So what if? But the biggest thing that shocked me was that GoFundMe. Like, bro, actually got money. I didn't expect that.
I think he's
thing.
at 8K right now.
I didn't expect him to get $200.
Right.
Literally.
Well, I guess it's like, I mean, like how
Damn.
fancy is he going with this limb replacement? Is he going full cyborg hand? Is he finna have a Metroid blaster like Samus Aran? Like what are we doing here? Because potentially, even if he has just metal fingers that are, and there's
Bro,
some
he's
way
not
to
gonna get metal fingers.
But
He's
doesn't
just
he
gonna
still
have a
couple
stump.
fingers?
Who do we even
why-
know
why
with
not?
metal fingers?
Why-
Yeah.
like
It's
it's
still
20.
the wrist, or he still has a couple fingers in like the hand, kind of.
Well, look, if it's 2025,
Allegedly, it's this.
Yeah, that right.
Like,
hang loose.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
it's a Hawaii
Yeah,
thing
hang
or
loose.
something, right? That's
He's
what they
hang loose
say.
in Hawaii.
God, dog. That would suck, bro. I'm like, man, don't doubt me up with that motherfucking at all. Well, hey, man, whatever, man. Look, it's your friendly neighborhood player partner, ChipThaHustla. Damn, man, we sorry for extra that you lost your hand, but bro, man, it's tough to learn a hard lesson, man. Look, be cool, man. Tap in.